Laughter reverberated throughout the establishment as Derek, the young Caucasian server, positioned himself above the table. His contemptuous grin expanded as he deliberately emptied a glass of ice water directly onto Marcus Bennett's torso. The frigid liquid penetrated Marcus's shirt, cascading into his wife Emily's lap and spattering across their son's coat. The dining room descended into momentary silence. Then emerged the murmurs and muffled chuckles. "We don't accommodate charity cases in this establishment," Derek declared with disdain, raising the vacant glass for dramatic effect. Emily's fingers tightened around her napkin. Jordan averted his gaze, his shoulders quivering. Throughout the room, affluent patrons either turned their attention elsewhere or retrieved their mobile devices, some recording, others merely observing. Not a single person spoke up. Marcus remained seated, his demeanor composed yet alert, surveying the room. His moistened shirt adhered to his body, the family photograph from his pocket now resting face down on the gleaming floor. Yet he refrained from reacting. Not at this moment. From across the room, a woman positioned at the bar, the establishment's manager, became motionless upon recognizing Marcus's features. Her countenance transformed from bewilderment to astonishment. However, Derek, remaining unaware, chuckled quietly to himself. "Patrons like yourselves don't endure long in this establishment," he mumbled, beginning to walk away. Marcus bent down, carefully retrieving the photograph, wiping away the moisture, his jaw clenching, though his voice remained soft and measured. "This matter isn't concluded," he murmured, speaking more to himself than to anyone present. The freezing water penetrated Marcus's shirt as he accompanied Emily and Jordan to a secluded area near the entrance. His fingers pressed the photograph against his palm. The corners had bent, the ink slightly blurred, yet the faces remained distinct. Emily displaying a broad smile, Jordan grinning with a gap where a tooth once was, and himself in the background wearing a chef's coat. A vivid recollection forced its way forward. The previous occasion when an establishment like this had degraded him years earlier, when he was merely a line cook harboring aspirations greater than his earnings. They had mocked him, claiming he would never possess anything that didn't belong to another. However, they had been mistaken. From across the room, the manager, the identical woman who had fallen silent moments before, rushed toward them, her heels creating a rhythmic sound against the marble flooring, her expression taut with anxious recognition. "Marcus," she whispered breathlessly, her gaze shifting between him and the damp mark on his shirt. I wasn't aware you were. You employed Derek, I presume," Marcus interjected gently, his tone calm, yet infused with quiet determination. She swallowed with difficulty, glancing around as patrons continued their hushed conversations. The burden of understanding settled upon her features. Behind them, Derek advanced, maintaining his arrogant demeanor. "Is there an issue? They're welcome to dine somewhere else." Marcus reached into his pocket, withdrawing an elegant black leather wallet. From within, he extracted a card, one that no individual in the room had anticipated. The restaurant's conversations ceased as Marcus stepped back toward the center of the dining area. Every gaze focused on him as he displayed the business card, placing it decisively on the closest table for all to witness. Across the refined lettering, a single name shimmered in gold: Marcus Bennett, founder and CEO, Bennett Dining Group. The atmosphere transformed. The manager's complexion turned deep red. Derek's smirk crumbled into bewildered silence. Murmurs spread through the gathering, understanding emerging like an approaching tempest. Marcus's voice penetrated the tension, unwavering and distinct. "I am the owner of this restaurant. I possess the establishment across town, and the additional 5 you've never even visited," he stated, his eyes meeting Derek's. The server stumbled backward, his mouth opening and closing, unable to find words. Yet Marcus hadn't concluded. "I'm not present to terminate anyone's employment," he announced, addressing the manager. "However, I require this entire staff, including him, to undergo mandatory ethics and anti-bias education starting immediately." Derek's face became ashen. The manager nodded vigorously. Marcus turned toward his family, gently straightening Jordan's jacket. As they proceeded toward the exit, he looked back one last time. "Respect isn't distributed like dining menus. It's acquired or forfeited through our treatment of others." With that declaration, they departed, leaving the restaurant and its lesson suspended in the atmosphere. The moral from Marcus's experience is straightforward yet profound. Genuine transformation doesn't originate from retribution. It emerges from compelling individuals to face their prejudices. He didn't pursue vengeance. He insisted upon responsibility. In doing so, he reminded everyone present that position may be concealed, but dignity cannot be refused. If you believe narratives such as this merit recognition, subscribe to our channel, share your perspectives in the comments, and never underestimate understated strength. Respect is instructed, not intimidated.